Hey everybody, this is Tony with TBD Designs, and I'm going to do a quick video on how to use the face mask jigs that we're using to help us sublimate masks. So thank you to everybody who's ordered. I know I've been sending out the tip sheet, but I thought it's best to put together a video to actually show you what I'm going to do. So as the tip sheet says, these jigs are made from 1/8 inch hardboard. So this is basically, it's made of sawdust compacted. So when we cut them, this one's fresh off the press. We cut them, we sand the edges, we blow it off for the air compressor and wipe them down. But in the shipping process, they may, some of the edges could produce more dust. So we definitely recommend you wipe them off with a damp cloth when you first receive them. Also, there's a chance that there may be some moisture in the board. So what you want to do is pre-press it. Just put it on your heat press at 400 degrees and press it for like 3 to 5 seconds with the butcher paper on top. And that'll just get all the moisture out. And then you'll be ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to walk through the whole process of how I do it. And what you're going to need, of course, is your jig. I use the brown masking tape to tape my mask to the back. And this is your blank mask. And I know you may have a different style than this. The good thing about it is this jig should work for anything that's not too big. And this is a pretty big mask. And it won't fit tightly out of the box. You'll see you have to do some prep work. And that's what I'm going to go through now. And also a sticky lint roller to prep your mask. Okay, so the first thing I like to do if I'm doing a set of masks is I tear off 4 pieces of masking tape per mask. So I'm just going to do one now. So I'm going to tear off 4 pieces, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, and I just kind of set it on the edge of my workspace, and that gets me ready. It's all about making good use of your time while at the same time putting out a good product. Okay, so then I take my mask. And you'll notice the hardboard, it has a smooth edge, and the back edge is a little bit rougher. So I like to use the smooth edge for the front, so just to make sure there's no texture in my print. So these slots are for the ear hoops. Okay, so if you look at it this way, you'll see these 2 slots are for this hoop, and these 2 are for this one. So you just pick one to start with. And what I'm going to do is I slide that one corner up and I put the ear loop through that slot. And basically what I'm looking for is coverage in the shape of a rectangle. So I'm pushing that ear loop to the back like so. And for the first one, you just want to kind of pull it tight and leave about 1.5 inches clearance, so you can take that piece of tape and tape it across and press it in there. So that one's good. So then you go to that next side of that hoop, and you can hold the first one just so it won't snap out of place, and kind of pull it to the edge. And then once you get it there, you hold down force with that thumb and pull it through the back. And then hold that in place. Get your piece of tape and tape that down. So now that side is completed. So you'll see a little bit of lint and stuff is on it now. Don't worry about that right now. Right now you're just trying to mount it. So then you go to the opposite corner. Same process. Just pull that ear loop over. Get it to where you want to have it exposed. Pull it down on the back and tape it across. And repeat the process on the other one. So you can kind of hold that completed end while you pull that one over. Pull it through, hold it in the back, and tape it in. So it's loaded. So next thing I like to do is use my sticky roller to get all the lint off. And then this is ready to be pre-pressed. So when you pre-press it, it's going to get the wrinkles out, it's going to flatten it down some, and it's going to give you a good flat area to sublimate on. And then you pre-press it, again you cover it with your butcher paper when you pre-press it, and then place your printout on it. I do have a printout over here. So once you pre-press it, and then you put your actual design on top, and you cover that with butcher paper, and you're ready to go. So I've been pressing my mask at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. And they're coming out. So that's the default mask jig. So what I found that actually works a little bit better is if you add some cushion to the jig, and what that's going to do, because see, this mask has pleats in it, so there's no real way to get that perfectly flat on a flat surface. But Walmart sells these cushions. I think it's 4 per pack for like $4 to $6. I forget what it was. So this is I already made this one. So the way I did it, and I'll unload this. Tear that off. So you see that brown tape holds pretty good. You don't have to use anything expensive. So if you're able to find or go pick up or order these cushions, I think this is like 1 inch thick. You want to cut it about the size of your, you want to cut it the size of your mask. This isn't cut. And once it's cut, I use Teflon sheet. And I know Teflon, it holds some moisture in, but since this is going underneath the garment, that won't actually affect it. And so what I did is, once I had the cushion on top, you can actually use butcher paper. And the purpose of it is basically not to let the ink sublimate onto this pillow or this cushion. So if you wanted to cover this with a piece of paper, you can do so. Let me just grab one just to go through the process. So, man, I'm just gonna fold it, but you would cut this to be the size of your cushion. I just want to show you guys how I made this, and this has actually worked out really well. So let's assume this is the same size as this cushion, which is the same size as your jig. So then I would flip it over, and basically you can take some scissors, and shoot, I don't have my big scissors with me, and you would just cut a slit right in the middle of where each of these slots is, through your cushion and through your Teflon or through your butcher paper. And then once you have that slit on the side, you can flip it back over and then use your heat tape to secure that to the board. And then what you'll have here is the slit there, here, and here. So when I'm loading this, the mask up with my cushion, same process. You want to have 4 pieces of tape per mask. So if I'm working on 20 masks while my heat press is warming up, I'm tearing off 80 pieces of tape just to have them ready. You want to multitask. So the process is the same. You just start in one corner, take the ear loop, and pull it through. See, it's magic. It disappears through the slot. On the back. So if you do it this way, then you want the smooth side to be the back, because your tape will stick a little bit easier to the smoother side, because the cushion is protecting that textured side. So I got the first one. You slide that second edge of that same hoop down. Pop it around. So this one's a little bit quicker because you don't have to press down as hard. So then the first side is done. Then you pull across through that slot. Take that down. Next. Boom. Tape it down. So that's going to look a little bit better, because that's going to see how, if you can rewind and look at the difference, you'll see it's less wrinkles, because this pillow is actually extending the garment out. You wipe the lint off, and then the new thing I found out that may help is if you have some double-sided tape. Pick this up from Dollar General. You can tear a piece off about 2 to 3 inches, and what I like to do is I place it a little bit under where this edge is normally sitting without being stretched. So you can even push it up a little bit. I'll just put it right under it. Press it down real good, and then you can pull this mask down a little bit more and press it down. You got more wrinkles out. And repeat the process on the top side. that tape down. Hold that when the first side you did down, because if you pull down, it's gonna want to pull that up. So just pull it down. Now look at that. Now it's ready to pre-press. So you pre-press, you're still gonna get, maybe for this style mask, you'll still have that pleat right there, but it's gonna be pretty smooth along the front. So let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, this jig can be used for multiple sizes and designs of masks, and this is an adult size mask, so I don't think there are many larger than this. But like I said, it's all about how you prep it on the back side. So I know in the tip sheet it kind of looked like this without this cushion on the front, so it may have looked like I just put it on there, it was that tight, but on the back it's definitely taped, and you can see the slack is manually drawn out using the process we just went through. All right, cool. I'm gonna put a link on this video to my Etsy shop where I'm selling these jigs, and like I said, feel free to hit me up with any questions, because these jigs are supposed to help your process out and make it easier for you. So hopefully this will complete that process of making it easier. And I would love to see some of your designs once you get things going. So let me know how things go. Thanks.